Let's see what we got, bro. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here, man. Dance, learn, fandom, outdoors, interview, chat, right? We just making sure everything look right for everybody. You feel me? Making sure everything look right for everybody, man. We got about 10 minutes before the podcast start, man. So we just getting this started, bro. We live right now on the purple side. We live on TikTok. Everything is hitting how it's supposed to hit right now. Nothing looking too crazy right now. Everything looking like it's supposed to. Let me get this cord up off you, big guy. You don't need it. Let me wrap that around here. Chris, what up, my guy? What up, my guy? I'm just making sure everything sound and look how it's supposed to look. You know, about hot 10 minutes beforehand. This should be fun. This should be super duper fun. This should be super duper fun. Dope. I didn't mean to go that crazy with it. I ain't mean to go that crazy with it, but you know what? Let's get all this going. Everything up and running or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and jump in this Discord real quick. Live in the disco. Man. User, what up, man? How you feeling, baby? About to be live in the disco. We in here. Live in the disco. Pull that back up just in case, because I'm going to need that. There you go. That's it. What's up, Edmund Washington? How you feeling, man? You know, we about to hit this podcast, hit it up and running, man. Get it up and running. Do a little something. See who jumping on, who jumping out. Nothing too crazy, my friend. Nothing too crazy. 9 o'clock is the start time. I got 10 minutes. If I could play a Call of Duty game in 10 minutes, I would. I hate waiting. I'm not patient. I am not patient. I am not patient at all, bro. Let's see. Let's see what we got. What we got. What we got? There she go. There he goes. Lawson, what up, baby? How you feeling, man? Trying to get this thing ready, get this thing going, man. Sheikah, what's up?
Let's go.
Blue 100 out this jump. Let's see. Pretty for Rio. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for none of that. Oh, man, this is going to be interesting because, you know, the ladies about to turn the fuck up with this topic, boy. I tell you what. You know they about to turn up on the topic. Oh, man, who else? Nelly, Caro, Queenie. She said it's their anniversary, so I only expect her to jump in this jump. No, I don't want her to jump in this jump. It's about Savvy, though. Savvy, she can get invited. Chris, are you just going to sit back and laugh at this, or you going to jump in here? Let me know before I send you an invite and things get crazy. Things get all out of hand and people get all bent out of shape. Miss Carol in here, okay. Dun, dun, dun. Gregory Reed, what up, bro? How you feeling? I still got like 7 minutes before I'm starting to jump, so you in a match, you'll be around. Understandable. Understandable.
How you doing, baby?
Carol, what's up? Yeah, do your thing. Do your thing, Carol. Do your thing. Do your thing, do your thing. What up, Austin? How you feeling, bro? Making sure all my... Right, once again, there you go. Trying to make sure all my sounds is sounding. Yep. Alright. I'm Gravy all the way around. I feel like everything is where it's supposed to be, man. We're about to start this hot topic right around motherfucking 9 o'clock. Right around 9 o'clock, man. We're going to share it out. Right around 9. Get everybody in this thing. Right around 9. Nothing too crazy. Wolverine, what up, bro? Right around 9. We gonna see. What up, Mindless Freak? How you feeling, man? We kicking it, dog. Hopefully you gonna kick it and stay around, bro, for the enjoyment of the nonsense, the mayhem. We popping in, popping out. We gonna jump into some co-hosting type shit here and there. We got about an hour, bro. I'm gonna do this shit for about an hour, then I'm getting back on again. Well, this is the boot up process, I guess, man. Ace, what up, gangster? Adam, how you feeling, man? We launching this jump right at 9 o'clock, man. We gonna see. We gonna see what it is. Right around 9 o'clock. What's up, Ace? Is you jumping in on the topic, Ace? I feel like you got a lot to say on this topic, I'm sure. So I definitely want you to jump in. It's gonna be open. The topic is know your place. However you want to take it, wherever you want to take that topic, that's it. Know your place. Whether it be somebody at work, somebody telling you how to parent. That's what I'm saying. It could be about dude and a woman. It could be about work relationships. It could be about your side piece. It could be about your kid's teacher. Whatever. It's about knowing your place. But once again, we got 4 minutes. 4 minutes until we live in the podcast. I'm just got it up right now. Building suspense. Building it up. I know, but we got to talk about it, though. You see what I'm saying? Don't give me the words on the screen. Give me the words for real. You know what I'm saying? I want your words. It is always a place and time for everything. Don't run either, Don't run either, I got questions. I got a lot of questions. But today's question is knowing your place. Oh my God, Lala isn't feeling like Lala right now. What the hell does that even mean? Oh my goodness gracious. Well, I hope whatever you going through, Lala, that the world takes good care of you. You know, that everything is going to be all right. Ace, you want to jump in? We want to jump, well, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, jump in the Discord. You feel defeated. Why you feel defeated, La? What you defeated? What got you down, man? What got you down? Talk to me. Cool. Like I said, we got about 3 minutes to this joint get jumping, man. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun, bro. Yeah. What up, baby? How you feeling?
You now rocking with On Flex.
This going to be interesting. This going to be fun, man. This going to be a good one. I promise you. I got 2 minutes before I start, man. 2 minutes before I start. If I ain't got nobody initially right here, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to bring somebody in. Stuff is draining you right now at home. I understand that. Listen, man. Streaming and trying to grow a community and a platform, bro, it's actually a lot harder than people think it is. Not just in the sense of like gaining a community, but it's hard. It's hard family wise, right? The balance, finding that balance is really tough, man, because you to grow, you got to put a lot of time and a lot of effort into growing your community, which means you're going to take it away from other stuff. So you really do got to find a really, really good balance. And that's tough. That's a really tough balance to find, man. I'm telling you. I know. That's why, you know, sometimes I try to plan out my streams. I try to jump on in the morning, take a break in the evenings, jump back on late at night. I'm telling you, man, that balance is crazy. You got balance. You got boundaries. You got time, you got effort. That's all a real thing. I wouldn't say feel like giving up, La. I think that you're in the right direction. I'm going to be honest with you. I really do think that you're in a great direction right now. I think you're doing a great job, but once again, man, it's not going to be easy. Like, by no means is it going to be easy. By no means is it going to just happen, man. That shit is tough. You're going to join when I leave here? Where am I leaving? Where am I going? Where am I going? Yeah, you got to come out, man. And sometimes, man, good conversation is all you need, man. So, you know, La. Oh, my bad. Sometimes good conversation is all you need. So, once again, though, we about to get this thing started. It's 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. You know, I'm trying to rock from about 9 to 10 before I get back on Warzone. You know, get at least 30, 45 minutes of really good content here and there. So, La, if you're not feeling up to it, I understand. You know, I understand it. It's always gonna make you better and stronger. It's a really wild situation, man. It'll do that. It'll do that. All right. Well, look, I'm gonna start this thing up, man. We're gonna see if we can get it going. Jazzy's in the room. How you feeling, Jazzy? Thank y'all for tuning in so far, man. This is the Wrong Answer Podcast. Episode 1. This is episode 1. Episode 1 topic. Know your place. This is episode 1 topic. Know your place. So we really about to have this conversation right now. Like, what does that mean? What does know your place mean? How does that phrase make you feel? So basically, Jazzy, I guess you in here right now, man. I'm gonna ask you a quick question. When you hear that phrase, know your place. What do you think? Like what mind, what mental space does that put you in when somebody with just hearing the phrase know your place? Who is saying it? Let's just say it's well, in general, right? In general, the phrase "know your place." The phrase "know your place." What is that? Where does that put you? Just in general. Don't worry about who's saying it. Just when you hear the phrase "know your place," what directly comes to your mind? That's just a phrase. Know your place. What comes to mind? Once again, the Discord is open. Anybody that wants to voice their opinion, if you want to chat, stay in the chat. But if you want to get in with your voice, feel free to jump in on the voice chat in the Discord. So you're analytical, so it depends on who's saying it and how they say it. So let's just say that let's keep it basic. Let's keep it where it needs to, where most people gonna take it. Let's just say you were in a relationship. You were in a relationship with your significant other. Everything is super smooth. Y'all kind of share responsibility, and as y'all grow into your relationship, he comes or she comes, whatever, and says, "Hey, you need to know your place in order for this to work." Like how? What's that? What's that emotional response? What's that response? Like how you mentally take that? Coach, what up, man? That's the question. How did you mentally take that? Um, what's up, Ace? How you feeling? How you feeling, Ace? Oh man, what's going on? Yeah, you joined the right one. I'm not really sure why your John say you muted, but I might have to get you unmuted though. You shouldn't be muted. Let me make sure that my Discord didn't change anything. No, it didn't. Yeah, you joined the right one. Brainer, how you feeling? What's up, Step Kill? What up, baby? How you feeling? Yeah, this is about somebody hitting you with the phrase know your place, bro. Like what does that mean when you hear that? Whether it be relationship, job, whatever it is. Okay,
That's
Asa.
a kind of a hard topic though, Flex. Know your place.
But that's why we talking about it. I want to know, how do you feel about just hearing that? Like when you hear it, know your
When you
place.
when you get to a point in your life, it like she said, it always depends on who said it and how they said it. You know what I mean? Like I've been told that a bunch of times as a kid, but as an adult, it's really not a place for me to know. Like I take care of myself, I handle my business, even at work. You know what I mean? I work my ass off, so can't nobody really tell me you don't know my place. But if somebody did, I really would look at them like they crazy. Like
All right. So in that aspect though, right? So what you feeling like that? Now there's people that overstep certain boundaries, right? So that phrase applies when they overstep those boundaries, though, correct?
yeah, that is correct. But I don't do stuff to people that I don't want them to do to me. Like, yeah, I have my moments where I'd be like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna just do what I'm gonna do. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean, my boundaries go in place with other people's boundaries. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? People don't want you too much, you know what I mean, in their space and their business. So you do gotta know your place as a person, but I haven't been really told to know my place.
Okay. So let's just say that I mean, you're in a relationship now or whatever. And let's not put you in a bad space in that. But let's just say that it did come to a time where maybe bills get kind of out of hand, or maybe things don't go right in your world outside of family life or whatever, and it starts to affect what you got going on, and you get that phrase. Like, how do you compartmentalize hearing that? Do you take that negatively, or do you try to see where they're coming from?
I try to take everything positive, but unfortunately I take everything negative. So I would have honestly shut down and had to rethink how that was said. You know what I mean? Like,
Understandable.
yeah, like I
Sorry to
can't
hear that,
really get in
Patrick.
the deep, but like, yeah, like I can't really know my place, especially when we, like, as you say, in a relationship, we supposed to be going 50-50. It ain't no place to know if we know what we supposed to do and we know what needs to be done. You can't tell me know my place, especially if you're not taking care of everything 100%.
Sorry to hear that, Pat. Um, so all right, I got one then. So if that's the case though, and you got to take it in, right? Obviously, you taking in that topic, you taking in that phrase, you just hearing it, and maybe there is. Do you feel that in the relationship side of the world, the the man and woman, the woman and woman, man and man, whatever the case may be, do you feel that people have a role or a place per se?
Yes and no. Like live example. This is my life right now. I had to step up and be the alpha, even though you know what I mean. We both handle what we gotta handle, but when one is down, somebody gotta step up. So if you step up and you handle what you gotta handle, that's knowing a place. So if I'm down and he steps up, that's knowing a place. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's
Understand?
still a, you know what I mean? A
It's silent.
consistently
It's silent. It's silent, but it's understood.
right.
Right. So when it gets loud though, when that starts to become apparently loud, uh, does that affect home life? Like when everybody knows in a relationship, right? Two people, they got their own separate lives, they got their own separate agendas, income, whatever. I mean, most people, most relationships now, everybody doesn't have like the rich husband or the rich wife, and they stay at home. So when that starts to get apparent, like, hey, I'm doing way too much, and I'm coming home, and X, Y, and Z is still expected, and it's not being done, how do you not get to that point where you go, hey, if I'm doing this, you should be doing this, because at some point mentally you will get exhausted, correct?
Like I said, I done lived that.
Okay.
I've been at that point, you know what I mean, recently. But at the end of the day, if you don't have faith in your partner or think they're gonna step up and do what they gotta do, then you shouldn't be with that person. Every dog has their day. Every person has their down moment. Everybody falls out. Everybody falls off. It's up to you to be willing to know your place. If you gonna hold them down and handle what they gotta handle, the same thing vice versa. If you go down, you're gonna expect that person to hold you down and handle what needs to be handled, especially when it comes to the kids, the bills, the car, the gas, everything.
Okay, understandable. Jazz said none of her relationships are like that. We all lock in, or we not together. So y'all just have a 50-50 split off rip, Jazz. That's what you. That's is that kind of a happy median for you to know that where your relationship is at? Is that 50-50 split?
No, I don't have to do a 50-50 split. I choose to.
I know that
At the
that's a
end of the
good
day,
thing.
he gotta, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, he gotta save too. At the end of the day, he gotta handle what he gotta handle too. You know what I mean? Like that's selfish of me to have him do everything and me just rack up the money in my savings. Yeah, that's what most people do. You know what I mean? But everybody has to eat at the end of the day. Everybody has to handle their own business
That they
outside
do.
of the relationship.
That they do. So Jazzy said in her relationships they discuss everything up front, so there's no guessing, there's no back end. So do you guys, Jazz? Let me ask you this, Jazz. Do you guys discuss these pivotal points of a relationship? Like, do you get to that point where you're not even gonna be in it unless you have that conversation of, hey, even through the ups and the downs, this is the expectation. Is that how you guys lead it? I know on my half, I don't I have those open conversations. I'm an open person. I'd rather have an open conversation than have the nasty bitterness of, hey, this is not getting done, X, Y, and Z. Or if you get down off, being able to say, hey, right now I ain't got it. I don't have the mental makeup to
Right.
take care of that. So,
Like I get where she coming from. Like everything is always discussed up front. Like you know what I'm saying? You can plan out your whole future up front, what you gonna do, how you gonna handle stuff. When you get this, you gonna do that. But at the end of the life takes a toll on you at the wrong moments when you don't expect it to. Sometimes things shift. Sometimes you need somebody to step up when you can't. You know what I'm
understandable.
saying?
Understandable. Understand. I mean, I think that's a very valid point. I think the scary part in all of that though is, um, you almost got to have two people on the same mental wavelength. And obviously, that person that's doing bad most of the time is not thinking in the right state of mind for that to just be a smooth transition.
But y'all can both be good and still not be on the same mental track and still have so much on your mind that You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. In your relationship, you got everything together, everything going how you want it to go. You know what I mean? You know your place, handling what you got to handle. But at the end of the day, something else can be going on, and that person might not be showing you. You know what I mean?
I understand. Now, let me ask this, because this is something I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know, and I don't know if anybody in my chat knows. Let's just say it's two females or two males, right? Two males, you probably got a guaranteed alpha, right? You most of the time
Right.
you got a guaranteed alpha in a two male relationship. And in a male female relationship, you normally have a male alpha, but some females are so alpha that the male takes the back seat. Now, if
But a male always going to be an alpha flex.
that
A male is
I don't know, man. I don't know. I used to
a
think
male
that.
is always going to be an alpha. It's just up to the woman to let that man be that alpha,
All right,
especially if she used to being on her own.
so that's a great point though, and I think that goes back to the point of I guess air quote knowing your place, right? So you would assume that the woman would allow the male to be the alpha, but I think a lot of but it's I would say this. I think it's how broken families are now and how people were raised. I think a lot of women, and that's not a shot at women. This is just what they have to go through and what they've been taught and what they go through are being taught, hey, be this sole independent person. And it gets to that point where they don't see the male place in the household. It's like, hey, I can do this with or without you. And not saying that's a bad thing, but I think that takes away from that male because our primary instinct is to lead, right?
Right.
And so many broken households now where men are being led by all single moms. Big ups to single moms by all means, but it's so much so that they now find wives that mimic their mother and they allow their woman to lead, and then it becomes a problem when that's happening.
It becomes a problem to an extent because if a male is just going to let a woman take care of them, that's what a man going to do. You know what I mean? That's what he used to. He used to be a taken care of. I can't be with a man that's used to being taken care of. I like to be taken care of too. You know what I'm
Understand?
saying? That's what goes back to, like you said, knowing your place. If you
Yeah,
don't know how to treat a woman, you can't expect me to know how to treat a man.
correct. That's correct. Absolutely correct. But sometimes, man, and I guess that goes back to sometimes you see the good in people, right? So you'll meet somebody and you'll be like, listen, I know what this person is. I can see them for who they are. You can see them for who they are. You can see them for who they can be for you. And if it does not turn out that way, do you stick that out? Like knowing like, hey, I'm gonna have to consistently be that alpha. I'm gonna have to consistently be that person. Like it.
No, it's as hard as it is. You know what I'm saying? I have, I had to walk away. You know what I mean? Like if I'm taking care of everything and you coming here to sleep every night and you coming in with money and I'm not receiving nothing, it's a point where, you know what I mean, you gotta put on your big girl panties. You gotta go.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
understand.
As much as it might hurt my child, as much as it might affect me financially, but if it really can't, if I'm taking care of everything, you know what I'm saying? It's a less headache if you gone.
Uh,
But you know what I'm saying? Like in this place that I'm in now, you know what I mean? We take care of each other. You know what I mean?
Understandable. Understandable. So is that the perfect scenario, right? Perfect scenario. So perfect scenario is the situation that you are in now, right? Well, I ain't gonna say perfect because no relationship is perfect, but scenario wise, understanding how to balance each other and understanding that hey, this is how we need to work together to 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 grow, right? To grow together. It's like, hey, I'm gonna have my ups, I'm gonna have my downs. Now, is there a scenario though where you can allow your significant other to have their downs, but still lead, or does that go out the window?
It doesn't go out the window, but it's only so much that you can lead if you down. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm still gonna work with you. I'm gonna build you up no matter what, because that's what we in it for. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you gotta be building me up too as I'm building you up, even
What
though you down.
so what if that down person understands like, hey, I'm down, and she's holding me down. She got my back, da 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 da. And they're like the ultimate support system, right? But they get comfortable. They get comfortable being the support system. When does that conversation have to happen? Like, hey, that's not what I signed up for.
A friend told me, when you get tired, you're going to have to speak up. Everybody has their time when they, you know what I mean? Yeah, you don't want to lose that person. You know what I mean? You're so used to that two-parent household, but it comes to a point where you got to choose yourself. You got to choose your children, whatever your case may be. Even if you don't have children, you have to choose you at the end of the day. If you don't love yourself, how you going to expect somebody else to?
I understand. So what's your conversation with that we ain't gonna say your significant other because you're in a current relationship, so obviously we wouldn't want to have that exact conversation. But what does that conversation look like when you go when it's time to like bring it back to the table? Like, look, this shit ain't working, B. I need you to X, Y, Z. Like, what does that sound like coming from your standpoint? I know what it sounds like coming from mine, and I'll give you that, but I want to hear what it sounds like coming from like the woman's standpoint.
It's always a hard conversation. You know what I mean? Like, me personally, I'm not a good conversator when it comes to being cut off, or if I'm trying to get a point across and then you feel like you being attacked and you got to attack me. So it is hard for me to communicate on certain aspects, but when I'm tired, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I can't take it no more. That means you know what I mean? I just got to come to you as a woman. You know what I mean? I don't know how it might come out. It might come out wrong because it always does, but when it comes to a point where you got to be done, you got to be done for the aspect of me and you. This is it. It's toxic. One of us going to end up hurt, dead, or in jail. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to have that real conversation. Like, you see stuff on the internet all the time and you don't want to be that person. You know what I'm saying? I was abused at one point in my old relationship. You know what I mean? But it took a lot for me to tell myself, like, you know what I mean? You got to have that conversation. You got to be done. Because at the end of the day, you're hurting yourself. And your child is watching that.
Understandable. I think like my experience is like when something's not going that way or you can't quite find that middle ground. I think those conversations, bro, is what make or break relationships, right? It's how you articulate yourself when it comes time for those conversations, because everything is always good when it's good. I think if there's something that I've learned is that if you can't put your emotions aside during that conversation, a lot of times that's when it goes far left. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you come into something emotionally charged and the wrong thing is said, obviously it's going to turn your volume up, right? So the goal is not to turn the volume up, right? The goal is to come in that jump level headed. I think that and that's hard though. That's hard, right? I learned that through a lot of bad overreactions over time, right? So coming into a conversation like, yo, I need this shit to happen or else, trying not to bring that mental part into the conversation, right? Because when you have that made up in your mind, that or else, you're willing to let that conversation go to the extreme, even if that's not what you want. So how do you is that something you work on with your relationship or work on with your significant other? Jazzy says she always speak with emotion. That's crazy. Soft spoken in the moment, understandable. I mean, I get that too. Jazzy. I try not to. I try to play that smooth, man. That can be real tough. You don't speak with emotions. Okay, so you are methodical in how you attack. Right, you saying that you're methodical in how you attack. Ace, I think I lost you, by the way. If you're talking, I think I lost you. Or maybe you're not.
No, you didn't lose me. I'm dealing with the baby.
Oh,
I'm
no. Do your thing. I don't want to do that. Danny, what up? Happy anniversary, Danny. I know you about to
Happy anniversary.
Danny about to put on her she about to put on her anniversary clothes and do things.
Lingerie.
I'm intentional with my words. Understandable. Not trying not to be disappointed in the situation. I mean, I guess what's the yeah, she getting that red light special about to jump off over there. I get it. But nah, yeah, I mean I get that too. Like I just I think the phrase "know your place," right? Initially, it always goes back to relationships, but I think no when somebody says know your place, right? When somebody says know your place, I think it's so many levels. Thank you for the hard meat. There's so many levels to the phrase "know your place," and I say that because outside of relationships, right, you have people that overstep boundaries, right, and I think learning how to deal with those situations also helps you within your relationship when you hear that phrase "know your place." Kind of like teachers who speak to your kids the wrong way, or somebody who feels like they need to be in your business, and it's like, look, bro, you just know your place, B. Or kids, bro, kids hear this all the time, right? But do we explain to them what their place is, or do we expect
Kids
them to
don't know
tell
their
them?
place. Whether you explain it or not, them kids don't know their place. They gonna speak their mind.
Right. So how do when you say that phrase, right? I think we get to that point of learning that phrase and know your place. We hear that so much as kids, right? When we hear it as we get older, it's like, yo, bro, you not about to tell me grown to know my place. But if as a kid we get explained like everything and everybody has a role, has a place, right? Whether it be in a relationship, a workplace, or whatever, right? If you understand that and not get that phrase frustrates you, I think that we handle situations differently. Cause that phrase is a beast, bro. I'm gonna tell you that phrase is a monster. Brino, how you feeling? What up, Flock? How you feeling, dog?
You know, rockin' with on Flex.
Knowing your place at work is given because, like, especially if you got a manager and you're under a manager, you know what I mean? You also have to respect the place and time. But at the end of the day, you can't let somebody push it too far when it comes to knowing your place, especially the way people talk to you, treat you, all of that.
Now, so if you grow up in a household, right, where you hear this constantly when it's time for you to back down in every situation, because I mean, I think majority of the people in the chat we're parents, and we've said it to our kids, we've heard it from our parents to know your place. I think that it can be a deflating phrase to begin with, right? It's because it's either gonna make you mad or it's gonna take the battery out your back. It's one or the other.
Definitely triggering.
Yeah. So it's a I think understanding that word. I mean, understanding that it doesn't. I think Jazzy hit the nail on the head. She said that phrase is not negative to her. Like that hearing that phrase is not triggering to her because she's very methodical. I've known Jazz since I've been streaming, and she's very methodical. She's gonna pick people apart. She's gonna understand what's happening. She's gonna do her research and know why or what's being said. So I think I really do think just that phrase in general is a beast. Like it's tough though because everybody don't come from the same household, don't come from the same background, and then you don't have the same relationship experiences. I think those relationship experiences is a beast.
Like, yeah, it's not triggering to me, but I don't had conversations with a lot of people, like not the phrase know your place, but just hearing the things that they have been through in their childhood. That's also meaning like, you know what I mean? Their parents put them in a place where, you know what I mean? Hey, you in a child's place, stay in a child's place. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So is asking too many questions is and when people ask too many questions, right, that you feel that they shouldn't be asking, does that pull that phrase out? Like, hey, bro, you know your place. Like, slow down. Like when you say that, do you think that they take that negatively?
People do.
Do you think
Most people don't know how to take that
is it
because
about
they
what
feel
it's
like
saying?
you're coming at they're coming, they feel like you're coming at them some in some type of way. Like me, I could take a constructive criticism. A lot of people can't take that.
Understandable. Understandable. Now, like earlier, we were laughing and joking. I know Li's not on the stream right now. I know I'm gonna have to get her on a call in a little bit and just kind of pick her brain about what's going on. But Chris was just playing around, and Lala she played around too. But it was like, yo, know your place. Get in the kitchen, clean them dishes. Now, you know, and Chris was just playing. Obviously, that was something that he was just playing. But I think that phrase is triggering because that is also a male and a man and woman issue, right? When that whole roles in the household, right? I think that causes a little bit of a trigger there. Even when you playing about it, right? Even when it comes time to play, like you just laughing and joking. I think that phrase is that's such a diabolical phrase to get a reaction out of somebody at this point. Let me say this. I knew my ex was gonna be my ex when I saw how he washed dishes. That is crazy. Has too many spots on the dishes, Jesse.
That is a true statement. I agree with you, girl.
that is diabolical. Now, if that's the case, he used his hands to wash the dishes. Maybe he had scrubby hands. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what he had. You know, he had the
Boy,
burl.
that must what he used to wash his ass, because ain't no way.
Then he touched your dishes. Then that's wilder right there. No sponge, no
No, I'm not
rag, no
saying he
nothing.
touched the dishes afterwards, but if you wash the dishes like that, how you wash your body
Nah, I
sometimes?
know. That's what I'm saying though. But so if he washes his body with his hands, he then going to touch your dishes. You saw bare hands and cups. Did you break up with him right then and there, or was it a? Let me talk to you for a minute. She said, "What the fuck?" Oh man, to wash your cups out with your hands, that shit crazy, bro. That's
That's
crazy.
wild.
That's crazy.
You know, way he got them corners.
You calculated the breakup. Okay, so you didn't dive straight into the breakup. You kind of played it out a little bit. You kind of I bet you ain't used none of them damn dishes though. Nairobi, how you feeling, bro?
She put them dishes right back in the
Yeah,
sink.
yeah. He left and she rewashed them joints. I know she did. Thank you for the share,
He
man.
didn't
I
even
appreciate that.
leave. She put them right back in the sink. He didn't even leave.
And rewashed every dang thing. I understand. I understand. Did you move him over and rewash him? Or did you let him finish them jumps? What up, Big Mama? How you feeling?
She used a whole thing of bleach.
That's crazy. That's funny. Big Mama, how you feel when I say the phrase "know your place"? Oh, Big Mama done left. Damn. I was gonna ask her. Nairobi, you on the road, my guy, or you stationary? Thank you for that heart, me, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. You on the road or you stationary, Nairobi? I know you said you was back on the road Thursday. It's Wednesday, so you back. You on your way to Nebraska. It's crazy, bro. Hey, yo, you getting the miles in, bro. I tell you one thing, you trucking, you getting the miles in. I had to tell them no one rinses, no one raises their voice at me. So check yourself and let's try again. So basically, you told him to know his place. Indirectly, Jazzy, you told him, in other words, know his place. Like, look, bro, lower your tone. You at about a 9. I need you to bring that jump down to about a 5. That's how you felt. Without moving, Mike, how you feeling? That's funny. Facts. Understandable. Facts, facts, facts. Michael, what up, man? How you feeling, Mike? All right, so you don't yell in your relationships. I think that's a good technique, man. If you can keep your composure enough not to turn up in your relationship, I think that's a great technique. That's hard to learn, though. That's hard to learn. But you know, Jazz, because of how calculated you are, I think that you are one of the scary ones, right? Somebody that never really shows emotion. I would be terrified when I know I fucked up. Terrified. Bean, what up? I
It's not terrifying. It's different. It's very
yeah.
different.
What's
Yeah,
up?
nonchalant.
Yeah, yeah. Listen. You know you fucked up, and you come back to the crib, and they don't say nothing, like nothing. That you almost uncomfortable to go to sleep, right? Because when they don't say nothing, but it goes back to a level of respect, though, right? And that respect comes with a certain place in a sense, right? Because you got a respect for that person. Like, I fucked up. Now, do you initially say something to them, or do you want them? We'll figure it out before we go to bed. Understandable. We're not going to bed angry. I get that too. I like that. I like that. I like that.
And
So,
not go to bed angry.
I like that because some people don't wake up, and that's a nasty fact. Get it all out. Hey, you know what's wild though? What's wild though is when you have one of those conversations and it start around 10 p.m. and then you know you gotta work and you look at the clock and it's like fucking 2 a.m. by the time y'all finish communicating. That's nasty.
What?
That,
But those be the best conversations.
that shit is nasty, bro. She said, nah. That was a nasty conversation. I mean, but listen, that's the only way you can have that conversation is when you truly trying to work something out with somebody, right? You can't. She said, I'm going to bed, so we're going to need cliff notes. Understandable. You writing them Jones down, you putting them in your notepad. Understandable.
Now that's diabolical.
Yeah, I listen. I'm telling you, bro. Jazzy is elite when it comes to being methodical. She is elite. You hear me, Chris? What up, man? Hey, Chris, I got questions for you, man. I got questions for you.
You'll teach me something.
I ain't writing nothing down, but I don't forget. Understandable. Nah, Chris, don't be tight-lipped now. I only got questions for you, Chris, because you've been through something that I haven't been through, and I feel like you got a very good standpoint on it. What if she don't like to talk about the stuff that is going on? Listen, man, I think that's a dangerous relationship, man. When you don't communicate well. Chris, jump in the Discord, Chris. She said then they're single. She said if you don't like communicating about what's going on, then you single. Listen, I get that too. Hiding emotions, I think, is really dangerous. You always had that issue. I mean, Nairobi, how long have you been a
Chris, I
truck
gotta
driver?
hear you, Chris. Jazz, you gotta get in the Discord.
Chris,
Yeah.
I got a question for you, and it's only because I haven't been through it, and I don't know
Hmm.
how I would even remotely how I can even put myself there, and I'm not about to put myself there. So, but you've been there. So, with you going doing time at some point for whatever, not that's not important. You getting out though, or did you get back out with the person you were talking to, or did you get back out and start over?
No, I got with my baby mama.
Okay, all right. When you came back out, you had to get back on your feet, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. And obviously it was. I mean, coming back out. I know how hard it is. People without a
Oh yeah,
record
it's
can't get a
rough.
job. Right. Yeah. So you getting one? I'm
Yeah,
curious.
it's hard to get a job.
Yeah.
I've been to prison 3 times, and Walmart even told me no. And
That's
it's not like I don't have violent crimes or nothing. I was just selling drugs, but
understandable.
still, it's so lengthy. They were like, no.
Now, when you got out, did you and your significant other have an issue with you getting on your feet, or was it kind of like, hey, I believe in you, I know you got this until you get it together?
No, because when I got out, my dad, he's retired. I never really messed with my dad because I was out doing what I was doing, and I knew he didn't approve of that. But when I got out, when I was locked up, I started talking to him, and I got out and I fix houses, I'd fix anything, and he had like a remodeling company,
Okay.
and he's 50 something now. He was and beat down from the military, so he was like, I need somebody to take this over. I'm too old. So I had it a little easier this time than the last times.
Okay. So,
But then I quit that and I ended up working at this chicken shack. But no, the main problem with between me and her that she said I was too aggressive,
okay. Just too. Well, was it more?
hostile
Okay,
ish.
okay. And that's just based. That's just from your lifestyle. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. The environment I'd been in for so long.
Okay, understandable. So reeling it back in, that was your, and I'm sure you still
Oh yeah.
have moments where you got to figure out, all right, I'm going too hard right now.
Oh yeah, like it's rough and HEB and Walmart. I don't like that.
Okay, 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 okay.
It's certain little things that get to me that don't really make sense to most people, but
It makes
I
sense
don't
to you
know.
though.
It's hard. Yeah, it makes sense to me and a lot of other people.
Understandable, understandable. So with that being the case, like like have y'all had that conversation? Like, do y'all have the expectation of the roles in your household, or is it kind of one of those? I know you gonna take care of this. I'm gonna take care of this. We gonna figure it out.
We pretty much just do what needs to be done. Either one of us.
Okay, understandable.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, like 50-50 ish. It's not just her doing dishes and shit like that.
Okay, so everything's split down, and that's a good thing. That's a good relationship, though. Nairobi said that you got 3,000 a month in living expenses, and she putting you on child support. And you driving a truck, Nairobi. That's gonna be tough for you, bro. Um, that's gonna be tough, bro. Cause
Yeah.
I almost got you by the balls, man. Because you know child support is based on how much you can get your kid. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Come in, Nairobi. Come on in, bro. Come on in. Are you a part of the Discord already? If not, man, make sure you jump in here. I think you might have a 10-minute wait. But if not, you'll be able to jump straight in. Meryl, how you feeling? How you feel about that, Ace? What's your experience on what Chris said he had going on? Anything? No, we lost him. Flop. So in the perfect world though, Chris, in the perfect world, right? You
Hmm.
you kind of figure you and her kind of figure things out the way that you're supposed to. You don't know how to
Oh
get
yeah.
into the Discord. If you could drop me your Discord name, Nairobi, I can get you, or you can jump in. I can bring you in as a multi guest here on the side. I mean, whatever works for you.
Feel where Chris is coming from though, because it is hard out here to get a job, but you know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah,
You
it
gotta
is.
be
I don't
a
know about
lot
other
of
states, but Texas. Ooh.
no, it is hard everywhere though. Like, you know what I mean? Like just recently moving to South
Yeah.
Carolina, you know what I'm saying? All they have down
And
here
I
is
lucked up because when I got out, my old lady, we had roommates, and they worked at this chicken place, and people that own this place. They're great people.
yeah.
I live an hour from work, and they don't pay enough for me to drive an hour to work. But they're so good. I'll drive that hour.
Yeah. But that's
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Those are the people you need.
No, they are.
yeah,
They
they're
are. They're good people. Great
yeah.
people. Great people. And I mean, that's how it has to happen. We got Nairobi just joined into the chat. What's up, Roby? How you feeling, babe?
I'm feeling good, man. How you doing, man?
I can't
That child
complain, babe.
support is a touchy subject, man.
I can't complain. How you holding up, man?
Man, I'm
That child support is
trying to be the
a touchy
best dad I can be.
subject because a lot of females take men out on child support because they moved on.
Trying to be the best dad you can be. That's all you can really expect, Nairobi. I mean, so what's your situation? I don't know if my Discord can hear you, but the chat can
No, we
hear you
can't.
though.
I'm about to say we
It's
can't hear
it's
TikTok.
Nairobi 1981
Nairobi
on
1981.
Discord.
Okay, let me send you an invite. Let me see if I can't send you an invite. Create an invite. Uh, add friends. 1981.
Yes, sir.
But to elaborate on earlier, I can
I
honestly
see
say I
that.
needed to learn my place as a woman. So because I'm always used to taking care of myself. So when
You
you're
know what
with
I
a
mean?
man who wants to take care of everything, you got to know your place as a woman. You got to learn to step back. You know what
EB,
I
man, how
mean?
you
As much
feeling,
as
bro?
we don't want
Everybody been
to.
good, bro.
Like I'm still learning that I got to step back and let him take care of things because, that's where the headache come in, where you both want to take care of everything and just clash. Nobody knows where they're supposed to be. It's all over the place.
Yeah, that's you know what's crazy though? What's crazy about that statement? And I can respect that statement is you were saying know how to be, and not necessarily like your place as a woman, but understanding like the expectation. I think the problem right now is the expectation has gotten so nasty of what you are expected to be or who you are expected to be or vice versa with men or women, right? Like I think that expectation is just nasty now. And it's hard.
But that also comes into your childhood too. You seeing what your mom been through with different men and seeing what she have dealt with. You know what I mean? You grow up to a point where you feel like you don't need a man. You know?
No, I mean that's understandable too. But so so all right now Chris is not your typical white guy. He understands the culture a lot more just based off of conversations I'm having with
I
him.
can just tell how the way he
Oh
talks.
yeah,
Yeah,
and my little brother's mixed.
yeah. See, so he understands the culture a lot more, right? So isn't that kind of systematically what they're trying to do anyways, right? Like if you break up the household, right, and you make the black household kind of self-destructive. I mean, that's really what it is. Nairobi, you probably got that 10-minute wait period and you'll be able to jump in. But you kind of make the black household self-destructive by feeling like, hey, I don't need a man, or hey, I don't want him to feel that he's leading me. Like, isn't that kind of what they wanted anyways? Like, aren't we falling into that trap?
Sometimes, but you also have a man that you feel like you've been taken care of for too long, and you feel like you know what I mean. Like some women are okay with taking care of men, like they are okay with the man being, you know what I mean, who he is. But at the end of the day, I'm not comfortable with that. I want to be taken care of the same way you want to be taken care of. What you need is what I need. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more than sex than a relationship. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people put that in a big perspective when it comes to knowing your place. Hey, you my girl, so this is what I need. Like, you know?
I understand. I understand. I mean, I completely understand. I think it's important. I think it's like crazy important for that conversation to happen too. Like if you know that your mental is not quite ready for a relationship, is it easier to just not be in one until you ready, or do you have to be in one to prepare, like to get ready? Is somebody your lab rat?
Some people are scared to be alone though.
That's a problem in itself, though, right?
It really is. It really is a big problem in itself. Like I done seen people get in relationship after relationship because they're so scared to be by themselves and they deal with whatever comes with it because they don't want to be alone. But at the end of the day, like I said, if you don't love yourself, you can't expect somebody else to.
No, I listen. I 100% agree. I wake up every day and I think my biggest problem is I wake up no matter my situation, whether I'm up or I'm down or my money look the way I want it to or it don't. I think a lot of the times I wake up with this sense of look, I'm gonna figure it out and I'm gonna be good. I'm trying to figure out how I can add Nairobi into this call. See if it'll let you join. I'm sending you invite. See if it'll let you join, Nairobi. See if it'll let you join like that. That way it won't put me in on a phone call. I think that's gonna be the issue. It's gonna throw me on a phone call if I click over that way. Oh, there you go.
Yes, I can.
Yep, you in here. So what you got, sir?
Okay, so I've been with her for like 10 years, okay?
Okay.
But it ain't been like relationship, it's been my best friend. So a couple years I've been dating her for a couple years. You know, so she got pregnant and she had a child on January 25th. And so I was like, well, I got 3,000 for our living expenses, everything like that. And then she, because I'm Muslim, she Muslim, and she Tanzania too. I was like, hey, we don't like get married or stuff like this before, like that. So I went to her family, because that's how you have to do it with African people,
Right.
So went and they was like they want 15,000. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like Muslim. Her deen is to be married, and stuff like that. It wasn't married at the time of conceiving the child, but we trying to make it right. So, like with her, we never had an argument. We never have fights, nothing like that. But it's her mother in her ear,
Okay.
and her mother is assistance and everything like that. So she trying to uh, use that for that, like that. So I'm on my way to Omaha to make sure I take care of stuff like that. Like whatever like my brother just had a baby 3 months ago, and he just went in there and told him, I'm gonna take care of the medical, I'm gonna take care of the baby essentials, and he's not with the lady. And he said, I'm not paying child support, but I got everything that the baby needs, and it's 50-50 with us, and that's what he do. So he didn't bring those pay stub, nothing. He just said, I'm gonna take care of the medical, 50, half on the child care, all that.
So was
He said, if
that was kind of through like a mediator system that it sounds like he went through, right? So he
it was just the child support agency.
yeah, so he stepped over that red tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds like to me that the red tape, right, is it in the sense of the phrase of knowing your place. It sounds like you in a situation, and like I said, I'm not here to give relationship advice or any type of advice. Don't ever take what I say as advice, air quote advice. It sounds like the situation you're in is you got to kind of find out what page she's on with you, because I mean, now that y'all got a child in the world, that's got to kind of be those decisions
It's
are
hard for her
yours.
to go against her family. That's the only thing I know she can't go against. So it's like it's only like when you try to talk and try to get something out, it's like it goes silent. Like she goes silent. I'm like, what is this? We had such a great friendship and stuff like that, and then now a baby come and change. I said, where do it change at? Diapers on a regular. I send stuff all the time. She knew that I did this for a career on the road. She knew this, so it wasn't like she knew my career. I even stopped in May. I stopped in May and went local, and then I started back because I wasn't even being able to like see the baby and stuff like that. So it been a lot of stuff. It been a like hectic, and I got kids I take care of over in Africa too, and got my stuff that I do every year over there, charity and stuff like that. I started over there. So it's a lot of stuff that I do, and it's like what? And I got kids in boarding school in Africa and Kenya, and it just stuff that this baby, like I love the baby. She's an awesome girl, and I thought, I didn't have no problems with my baby mother, and it just like, why is we having these issues? You just don't understand this.
I think, Ace, what you got on that? Because for me,
It might be hard for her to communicate as far as y'all in a relationship, as far as y'all being friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to learn to, I'm still learning. I can't even say I have learned. I'm still learning to communicate with my spouse as far as relationship wise more than a friendship wise. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's easier to come to you as a friend and let you know everything that's going on more so as a relationship. Or y'all had a conversation that might have rubbed her the wrong way, the way that, you know what I mean? She can't say what she want to say because it might, you know what I mean? You don't seem like you're a triggering person. So I can't really say that you might get angry. But you know what I mean? It's just something within herself that she got to work on. It can't totally just be you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like what I told her, I said, you grown, yeah. there's a baby involved now. We have to start making our pages, and starting our family and stuff. We can't just be. I
What's up, Billy? How
respect
you
your
feeling, man?
mother, but we have to start our life. It's gonna be that baby need to be able to have a father. I'd never had a father in my life, so I said she need to be able to have that. And by
Podcasting, my
by
guy.
I come in, I can be in Omaha every week, 3 days out of the week. I can be there. It just I'm boss. So if you need me here, I can be here. I can,
I feel
and
like she wants you there, but she don't want you there. She likes the freedom of whatever
that's
she
correct.
got going on, but she also likes the fact of you being a father and you being around. You know what I'm saying? But it's also a thing that she got to learn within herself. I don't know how old she is. I'm 33, so you know what I mean. It's also you know what I mean. It comes to a point in your life where you got to learn to have that conversation with yourself, and that might be what she need, or she just got too many people in her ear of what needs to be done or what needs to be expected from you, which shouldn't be that way.
And like money issues is not an issue. You know, it's just being able to get that out. Like I don't know. I'm just in the dark, but I'm like even the child support people was like we never had people like you just coming in and want to get stuff done. Like I told them, I said I could be in there Friday. I'll get there Thursday, but I will be there Friday, and we'll see what we can do because I just and the lady was like, yeah, it's I don't see a lot of men want to take care of their kid, and then the lady put them on child support. They don't understand that. She said, just come in and give us something that you want to pay and negotiate with the legal team, and then that will be that. And she said she said something about Donald Trump trying to change all this crap.
But
But I'm
that's a
like,
father. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure your daughter is taken care of. No, she don't have to physically go in there to put you on child support, but you making sure your daughter is taken care of, whether it's through the system or not. You making sure that she's okay. You know what I'm saying? Whether she's
hey,
using the money for that or not, you're making sure you're doing your part to clear your conscience as a father.
she told me that her mother filed that stuff because her mother had 3 people on her case. With another one, it will be easier. Her mother get more assistance. So
Everybody
that's what
has a
she was
voice.
saying.
So,
Everybody has a voice.
so
Everybody has a time where they got to step up and speak. Her mother is not her. Your child is not her mother's. That's her
That's
grandchild. If she
correct.
does not have physical custody of that child, she cannot go and file child
w-
support against you.
well,
I'm not
I
saying that
think I
she's a liar.
see. I think I see with the play here, and this is not me even shooting no wild shots. I think I see the play. So, the mom is basically making money off of helping raise her granddaughter. Cause
Yes.
that's what it sounds like to me. The mom is looking at it like, hey, the granddaughter is gonna be in the household. I'm gonna be making extra meals, da X Y Z. And I think part of it is so does your best friend, your baby mom. She lives with her mother, right?
Yes.
All
Right
right.
now, because I told her I was in Africa and then I came back for the
Thank you,
delivery,
thank you.
and then I was like, we need to get a place. But they're Muslim culture. They have to be with the family for so long for the blessing of the baby and stuff like that. And then we was gonna get it in, and it was in April, and then everything went silent. Like I couldn't get a hold of nobody.
So
I had to go over there with checks,
I,
you
I
know.
I
So
think what was happening, and like I said, I could be wrong. Hopefully, I am wrong. I think what's happening though is um, she has gotten very comfortable with her mom leading the situation,
mm,
and maybe, and I'll say maybe because I don't know. I'm not here to speak to nobody's situation because I don't know it. But maybe she's like, hey, let me figure this thing out with or without him. Because I went through kind of the same situation with my first child, and it wasn't even on no. I had my child just as much, if not more, than his mom. When I first had my kid, I had him all the time. I did everything with him. I was like super dad. I was like a 19-year-old dad. I was inseparable from my kid. But her mom, even her preacher, her friends. Hey, child support this, child support that. You know, certain men aren't any good. There's no guarantee he's going to continue to take care of his child. Let's just put these precautions in place, X, Y, Z. And I think what's happening to you is they are playing the precautionary game because you're still on the road. I'm not here to tell you to come off the road, because if that's how you make your living, by all means, you got to continue to make your living. I just think that what's happening, though, right now is they're playing the precautionary measure. And I think, unfortunately, you're in a situation where, as Ace said, all you can do is be a good dad, make sure that you do everything you're supposed to do. And you got to kind of let this thing play out, because sometimes your best friend is not your significant other. And unfortunately, that might be what you're witnessing, and what's happening is that
she chose me. I didn't chose her. I wasn't ever trying to be, but she was like, "Hey, it is. Let's try it." You know, I was like, "What?"
Now.
So it wasn't even.
Could it have been your stability?
But you also, I felt like she seen what you had as far as, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, best friend, they see everything. They know when you vulnerable. They know when you up. They know when you down. They see when you happy. They see when you sad. They know how to make you happy. They know how to make you sad. You know what I'm saying? It's more so she seen the person that you was, and she didn't want nobody else to have that. You know what I mean? She wanted to see if it was going to work or if it wasn't. So now that she does have that, it's more so her family in the picture of, hey, you know, he's not around. We got to do what we got to do to handle what we got to handle. But at the end of the day, she don't realize that you still the same person that you was when y'all was best friends. You still going to take care of everything. You're still going to handle what you need to handle, whether y'all conversating or not.
Correct.
You know what I mean? But it also, like I said, it comes to a point where she has to see that.
Yeah. I mean, I think.
And she cool. I thought she's cool. I was like, "Where's my best friend at?" I send her a text. "Where's my best friend?" You know, like, where is that at? You know, I'm like, man. I said, I'm supposed to be there to help. You know, if she got the baby, go to the ER or stuff like that. Let me know something. Let me know what's going on. And somebody texted me back and said it's no concern what assistance I'm getting. You know, I'm like, what? What is that? I'm like, this is nonsense. You know.
Hey.
What's up, Danny?
I said, well, what is going on? I said, fine.
Yeah, I just like I said, I don't know.
I'm confused.
Obviously, us not knowing the whole situation, we hear one side of the argument. I don't know per se the Muslim culture. Like I have a very close friend that I actually mentored under for a while, who was Muslim, but he was raised in a Christian household. So we kind of had a lot of conversations and discussions on family values and morals. And I try to understand what that is, but I don't think that what you're going through has anything to do with per se her religion. I really do think that what you're going through has something to do with her family. I'm not going to say trying to sway her away or air quote protect her from somebody that's out on the road, but that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing like, hey, you may not have a legitimate house or home with this person, so you need to put these precautions in place, just in case it ends up being just you and your daughter. And I mean, and all you can do is stay consistent and persistent to show that that's not the case, whether you end up with her or not. I mean, you just kind of gotta continue to do what you're doing.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's why I just said, let me go get this child support stuff taken care of, and then just keep it going. You know, I got like the diapers, everything coming at 7 months, 8 months right now. So like everything's still going to the house, everything going, like getting shipped to the house, everything. So I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing, you know. So I just have to keep it going, and you know, I just trying to have some other people that had children. This is my first child too, so it's like This is crazy.
Yeah. Danny, what you got? I see you jumped in here.
I was just gonna say that I think he has to understand that right now he's not the loudest voice in her head, and to quit trying to rationalize what you're not ever going to understand because it's not your thought process. I I agree with Ace. I think the best thing for you to do is just focus on being the best dad, and whether they do what they're supposed to do with the money or not, that doesn't fall on you. That just falls on them. But you just need to focus on being the best dad and allowing yourself to be in the position you need to be able to raise your daughter. I think also a little reasoning as to why maybe there's a little hesitancy is because I do believe I thought I heard you say something about you were in Africa and then you came back. Sometimes
Yeah,
those types of things are going to be able to, I mean, may make someone feel like you're kind of not stable, like you're kind of here and there because you're saying you have responsibilities in two different countries. So she's automatically going to lean on who she knows and what she's familiar with, even though you're her best friend. That's her mom, and
yeah.
there's no getting around the fact that that's her mom. So at the end of the day, just do your part as a parent and don't focus so much on whether there's something romantically that comes out of this. Even if you guys are just able to preserve the friendship and be able to co-parent in a healthy style for the sake of your little girl, then that's still a plus. Okay, I'm jumping back
Okay.
out.
Okay, you good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, I think.
Hey, I've been in Africa since 2016, so
Okay.
that's almost that's a long time that I've been doing my charity stuff and getting kids to school and stuff like that. So I've been doing that a long time. So that's
Okay.
I got help when I was a kid, so that's why I help
So how
back.
how
You know,
often how often do you make that trip?
the trip usually I go in September, but I have this court thing. I was gonna go this week or next week on the 15th, and then I go until October, and then I come back because the kids they get out of school, they in boarding school, so they get out on September to October 5th, October something, and then they go back. Then I go back in January for the winter. I don't work the winter at
Okay.
all, so
Okay. Understandable. That's understandable. Yeah,
like when it's snowing.
I think the harsh reality though, and it's unfortunate is a kid changes everything, right? No matter your situation before that kid, um, a kid changes everything. It changes the mental buildup of a person. It changes the actions of that person. It changes the family that kid is blended into. But from what I hear, man, listen, you doing everything you can, and it goes back to the topic, right, of knowing your place. I think in this situation, right, your place in this situation is to continue to do what you're doing and not try to push any harder at what they don't want you to do. Because I think right now you're gonna eat yourself up trying to trying
Yeah.
to trying to solve a problem that the problem's not on your end. I mean, the problem may be on
Mhm.
your end when it comes to, hey, this is your first child, this is your child that you want to see, that you want to spend time with, that you want to, be a part of. I think that more or less is the issue. But I think that far as knowing your air quote place in this is, hey, just keep staying consistent because at the end of the day, your child's not old enough to understand what your consistency means to her and her values. But I think that long as you, at the end of the day, that you can say that you did everything you were supposed to do, you provided how you were supposed to. I think that you can rest easy knowing that if it don't work out and you do everything you supposed to, that's okay. Um, I think it's gonna be hard for you to keep trying to figure that out, man. It sounds like you're a career man. You stay out on the road. You give your time. You give your efforts, and I commend you for that because a lot of people they they lose sight of where they were from, or they lose sight of what they were given or what they were blessed with, and it sounds like you kind of got a good head. It sounds like you got a good head on your shoulders. And it's just a matter of, man, staying consistent. You stay consistent for your kid, if anything. And I think
Yeah,
that's the
it's
key.
a lot of counseling when I was younger, a lot of people saying what you can do if you put your mind to it, stuff like that. And like a lot of times, we all might have had some being knuckleheads when we was younger, but a lot of times they were like, hey, you put your mind to it, you got it. And I put my mind to it and did what I supposed to do, and I'm helping people back. I could have helped somebody in America, but I said, let me go to Africa. I see Kenya. I got friends from Kenya, so I went there for like just for like a few weeks, and I seen a lot of stuff, and I was like, wow, I need to help these people. And I was like, I can't help everybody there, but I said, at least if I see a few people successful, I know I did my job. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, so like I said, it sounds like you're a great person, man. I think a lot of times people get taken for granted, and I think you're on the right path, bro. I just my biggest thing is, man, stay in your lane, and literally,
yes,
as a truck driver, you hear that, we hear that. Stay in your lane, keep your eyes straight ahead. I think that's just kind of where you're at right now. And like Danny said, I think she gave great advice. Don't try to
and
figure
she
out.
also,
Yeah, don't try to figure it out. Like some things are not for you to figure out, right? You're not in that
no,
household every day. You're not having those conversations with that family. You only get the information you're getting out of her. So she's
yeah,
obviously not even giving you all the information um, that she's getting. So yeah, like I said, man, stay the course. That's it, man. Just stay the course.
yeah, I appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Oh God, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Ace. You know,
Yeah, man. Stay the course, man. And once again,
No problem. Just know you can't change the world.
like,
Like she said, you're not the loudest voice on her head. You know what I mean? You don't know how they see your situation the way you see your situation. You know, like she said before, y'all didn't have a kid involved when you was doing everything over Africa. You know what I mean? It's a
yeah,
your daughter's involved now, so it's more of a maybe I can't speak on it because it's not my situation like Flex is, but
yeah,
maybe she wants something out of you that you don't see. And it might take time for you to see that. You know what I mean? So you gotta maybe
mhm,
step back for you to be able to see the bigger picture sometimes.
yeah. And find
And you walk
balance. Yeah, find your balance, man. This is your first child, correct?
that's correct.
I think, and this is not taken away from what you're doing, because by all means, I think that you're a blessing for everybody that's over there. You are giving your gift to any and everybody you can. It sounds like you're trying to be the difference, which is a beautiful and amazing thing. But even the greatest find balance. Some of the things that you may be doing, some of the things that you've done, um, you may have to find balance. I mean, you do have a kid here in America now. Um, you may have to find a better balance. Maybe you're not going to be able to be as present in your trips. Maybe you'll have to
Yeah,
send more stuff versus being present there. Maybe that's just showing her, hey, I'm more and this is gonna sound bad, but this is the life of a parent, right? I mean, listen, I'm a parent at heart, and listen,
mhm,
I coach basketball, and I would never coach without my kid on the team, and let me tell you why. It's no way that I will wake up day and night and give somebody else, and it sounds selfish, but it's just what it is. I'll never give somebody else's kid more attention than I give my own. Because if my kid slips through the cracks and I was helping somebody else's kid, I couldn't live with myself at the end of the day.
mhm,
And that's a real statement as a parent. And I love kids. I coach kids. I got a 4-year-old soccer team that I coach every Saturday. I've coached college basketball. I've coached high school. But once again, my kid was always there with me. So once again, like I said, man, just find you some really good balance, man, because that's what it sounds like. That's gonna be the expectation for you is balance, man. And I think you got to set that expectation for yourself is balance. Like, listen, if you maybe they want to see you all in on this little girl, and that's what they want to see, but that may not mean you're gonna be with that girl. You know, that may not mean you're gonna be with the mom, but you're showing more effort towards your daughter, and that's what I see.
But some people don't give you that. To elaborate on that, some people don't give you that. Like how you there with your son every day. Some women don't give you the chance to even want to be around your kid. They cut off communication. They cut off all that and just go to the people to get the money. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's a lot of different situations when it comes to different things.
H,
The fact that you're willingly going to do that, you know what I mean? That speaks a lot of value within yourself. You know what I'm saying? That it's not saying you're giving up, but it's just, you know, you're throwing in your little flag right now. Like you did everything that you're supposed to do, but it's just not working out.
yeah, like in May, I closed my doors and I went local. Then I just went back out a couple months ago. Just went and got a Volvo. So was there and I was trying to see the baby all the time, like that because I was working Monday through Friday and it was okay, but I never could get a hold of them. I went to the house, knocked on the mother's house. Nobody answered the door. I rang the ring doorbell, everything. I was like, hey, I need to see this baby. So out of the whole 7 months, 8 months, I might have seen her 6 times
That's tough.
in her life. And I was there every day in that, so it was like, I'm like, what is going on? What did I do? No answers, nothing. So it's like, but I always make sure that those packages coming from Sam's and from Ross everywhere. I'm going buying stuff and sending it to the house just to make sure that she have the accessories and stuff that
And
she needs.
and whether they use it or not, you know what I mean? Like I said, that speaks value within yourself. That just shows you was raised a certain way, you know what I mean? Like, but you know what I mean? Like all that plays a part.
I
And
got
everything
people
going
in my
on.
head and saying, stop sending stuff.
Yeah,
Stop
listen.
doing that. Stop doing this.
But that brings you peace.
What?
That brings you
It's my
comfort.
baby.
Yeah, I think
It's
I
my
think you're
baby.
doing it. You're doing like listen, you're doing everything the right way right now, man. I think, like I said, it's just keeping yourself mentally stable and balanced. You can't slow down. The reason I say you can't slow down right now is because ultimately, whether you realize it or not, you are in the process of building a stable future for yourself and her. Even if
Yeah.
it comes through child support, right? Even if that's where it comes through, child support, you are still doing what you're supposed to do as a man, right? And at the end of the day, nobody can take that from you. The moment you stop that, though, then that gives
Yeah.
that leaves that gray area of could I had done more. So I think that you're doing everything you're supposed to do. Like I said, if at times of it get hard and you have to slow down, then that's okay because you're doing everything right now. And then when it pick back up, I'm sure you're gonna get right back to it. So yeah, man, just continue your process, man. Find your balance, continue your process, and mentally make sure that you stay focused. And together.
I was mentally unstable because I smelt her, I breathed her.
Oh
I
yeah.
was like, what? I'm like, I can't even see I was like, so I was in that dark, like, I was like, what's going on? Like that. And then I just was like, I have to get back on the road. I was in Omaha just chilling, relaxing and couldn't ever see her. So I was like, wow. I said, what is I'm doing wrong? Did somebody say something? No answers, nothing. So, but I just wanted to thank y'all. Thank you. I know you might have some other stuff to talk
Nah,
about, and
man.
I
Listen,
appreciate y'all.
I'm glad you
You
felt
know,
like you could share that with us, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, I'd rather be somebody's peace, man, than somebody's entertainment, right? You know, I get on here every day to entertain and to bring
And
people
I
laughter and
appreciate you
joy.
too.
But I would rather somebody find peace in my words, because at the end of the day, some people don't have anybody to turn to, and if I could be that voice of reason, man, I'm happy to be that for you. You know what I'm saying? At anytime you can hit that Discord, you can shoot me a message on, you know, TikTok, Discord, whatever. I'm happy to be that piece. You know what I'm saying? I'm like I said, I'm not here to give advice. I don't give advice. I'll give suggestions. I don't give advice. So all I can say is, anytime you need me, dog, turn on TikTok, turn on Twitch, Kick,
Yeah.
whatever. My face will be there. God willingly that I wake up, and I'm here to make you laugh and enjoy.
Yeah, you give me A to B. I go hundreds of miles watching you get those bodies.
I try my best, man. That's all I can do.
Yeah.
That's all I can
And
do.
I be throwing those wells when I get them. I be trying to
Nah,
upload
man.
quick,
Listen, yeah,
get
man.
some wells going.
Nah, man. Listen, man. Like I said, I thank you, man. You my biggest gifter, man. You consistent, and I enjoy when you jump in the chat, man. I enjoy you, and knowing your story now, I appreciate it that much more. Like, just knowing what you got going on, man. I'm glad that you rock with me like that. That I'm a part
Can
of
I
your
tell
day.
you what, Ace? Can I tell Ace? Like when I first met Unc, I was like, "What's up, cousin?" He said, "How do I know you black? What am I supposed to think about?" I was like, "Dang!" I said, "Bro, I'm just trying to say what's up." He said, "I
He
don't
said,
even
"Break
know
the
if you
ice."
black. I don't know what to think about like that. I don't know what to think when you call me cousin." I said, "Dang!" I said, "What did I do?"
Yeah, man. I mean, you
He said, "I
know,
don't know if you black or not."
yeah,
And he
man.
said, I said, "Dang!" And then
I
ever
definitely
since
feel
then,
you.
it's been cool.
That's
Yeah,
it, man.
I said,
The
man,
time you
he was being
appreciate
rough
it.
with me,
That's it,
and
man.
he in logistics too. So when he said that he do logistics and he was giving people DOT physicals, and I was like, oh, he in the same business as I am. So I was like, that's tight. So
Yeah, man. Like I said, I just like to connect with people, man. Like I said, I'm glad to entertain people, but I want to be people's peace. I want to bring everybody up with me. I want to, if whatever I can do, I'm here, right?
yeah,
I know my place, right? My place, and this kind of sums up what my thing. My place, man, is not to become this big famous dude and forget everybody. My place is to try to climb my way to the top, and anybody that want to climb to the top with me, we going to the top. Like, that's and I
yeah,
want us to mentally be prepared to get there, right? So we don't talk about that enough. We don't have those conversations enough about finding your place and knowing your place, and not necessarily
yeah,
in a relationship, not necessarily in a workplace or in your workspace or in your kids, but it's about knowing your place when you wake up and what you can do. And like I said, my place, I feel like I was given that ability to make people smile, but I'm also given that ability to listen, right? Listen and understand
yeah,
people. And that's what I'm here for. That's kind of part of why I wanted to break out a podcast, because I know a lot of people, y'all get to shoot them up. Coach. I like to call myself Coach Flex Fisher. You know what I'm saying? Because Coach Fisher, he was a great coach at the college football level. But I like to be able to make sure my people are good. And when I say my people, anybody that rock with me is my people, right? I'll always
yeah,
look at them as my people, right? So if I can make you smile on a day that's fucked up, or make you smile on a day that you can't find that smile, that's what I want to do. I want to be that person, man. And I strive to be that person. That's my place. So my challenge for the chat and for anybody that was watching this podcast, I thank y'all. My challenge for you is to, when you go to sleep tonight, just not in your relationship, but you as a person, find your place, right? Find what you're weak at and find what you're good at, man. And listen, sometimes your strengths can be so strong, your weaknesses fall short to even affect you. I
mhm,
have my weaknesses. I have a lot of weaknesses, and I know I have them. But I try to build my strengths up enough where when I fall short, my strength still picks me back up. So,
Yeah.
Once again, Ace, man, that was huge. That was huge for you jumping in on the chat, man. Danny jumped in, Nairobi jumped in, my
Danny
man Chris
too.
stopped in.
Yes.
I thank y'all a lot for episode number 1 of Know Your Place. I think this was a beautiful conversation. It went somewhere that was meant to land, right? You know what I'm saying? Any topic that can invoke emotion is meant to land somewhere great. And I think we landed somewhere great in this conversation. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in. I probably play a little bit of Call of Duty, so if y'all trying to rock with me, y'all jump on the game.
Yes.
All right?
Yes, man. I got it till 1.
All right,
To
that'll
get
work.
to the hole.
That'll work.
So
I
hey,
have
make
fun.
sure y'all go for my cousin Bud.
That'll
He
work.
playing Cornetto
I got
on
it.
I don't know. They trying to say that he the underdog by a lot.
I'm going to check him
So
out.
I don't know. You know.
I got my
and
first 60 cent on TikTok thanks to Uncle Flex.
Hey, there you go. Bringing you up with me, ain't it?
yes, he
By all means.
making it.
That's it.
Making $1 out of 60 cents.
That's
Ain't
it,
that what
man.
he said?
That's it, man. Let's keep striving.
Okay,
Nah.
man.
All right,
I
man.
holla.
Y'all peace out. I'm gonna restart the live, man. I'll be live on Call of Duty in about 5 minutes. Peace out.
All right, bet.
Yo, thanks,
Have a
man.
good night, y'all.
Yeah, have a good night.
You know, rockin' with on Flex.